There. So as Rob said, my name is Jim Kennerly. I work at the North Carolina Solar Center. So part of why we're here is I help administer a federal grant through the Solar Center that helps solarize programs and other programs that help to reduce what are called the soft costs of solar. So, you know, not the installation, but just sort of the costs that go along with the process of going solar. So that's a little bit about me. So I guess first I want to talk about the major drivers of rooftop solar growth. So, especially in the U.S. The main thing to keep in mind is that right now a lot of utilities are in a building cycle. So they're building a lot of power plants, they're investing a lot in their distribution system. And what that means is that your rates are going up because of the way that they are regulated. The more they invest, they get a larger percentage. The larger that pool of assets is, the more your rates cost and the more your electricity costs. And so as your electricity gets more expensive, doing things to save energy become a better idea economically. Also, solar has become a fair amount less expensive, however, because of a lot of manufacturing cost reductions, especially in places like China. But a really important piece of this is also the public policy piece of it. So when you have policies like renewable portfolio standards or incentives, there's a much better economic case for going solar and for even putting it on your rooftop, which has traditionally been considered one of the more expensive ways to go solar, but is now a much more affordable option. But the most important is net metering. So I'll explain a little bit about what net metering is. So this is what your demand profile looks like on a summer day. So on the y-axis going up there, that's how much energy you use, and on the x-axis is the time of the day. So usually in the early evening, late afternoon, you're using the most energy that you use throughout the day. So that's called your peak demand for the day. So if you have solar on your roof, though, that rooftop system will peak in its output earlier in the day. So when it's peaking, you're often using more. You're actually producing more energy than you use. So if you look at that little area right above the line, so the line being your demand, don't forget, that area is essentially energy you're selling back to Duke Energy if you're doing it in North Carolina. So you can get paid at that energy rate in North Carolina at the retail rate. So basically, it's treated as if you hadn't used that energy. You're selling it back, and you're selling it back at that retail rate. So that's a really good value if you're trying to consider solar and trying to invest in solar on your rooftop. So just a quick primer on the benefits here. So some research has been done by a company called Sunrun, which is a company that's based in California and does a lot of these rooftop residential systems. For every 3 kilowatts, and so we'll go into a little bit more about the size of these systems and sort of how they fit on your roof later, but as you increase the size of the system on your rooftop, the sale premium on your home goes up in increments of almost $17,000 for every 3 kilowatts that you have on your rooftop. So this adds significant value to the value of the home. So not only that, it's your home also sold faster. So if you invested in solar, this was a survey that was done by the National Renewable Energy Laboratory. It found that selling your home was easier if you invested in solar. So I don't know if you folks are interested in moving at any point in time, but if you do, having a relatively new solar PV system on your roof is an attractive characteristic of your home. So just to talk a little bit about what's available here in North Carolina, and specifically to folks that are customers of Duke Energy, so the people who live in Carrboro. So first is net metering. I mentioned that just a little bit. So you're getting paid for that little extra bit that you're selling back to the utility, and you're also getting the savings that you get from just using less in general. And then also, you get a pretty generous individual income tax credit from both the federal and the state government. So when you take those together, it's about a 65% savings off of the value of the system. So basically, without any other discount from Solarize, you're getting a 65% savings. Not only that, you can get third-party financing. Now, this is not the same as third-party sales. These great folks here today would not own the system and sell you the energy. They would simply sell you the system and install it. So in some places that's legal, but that is not legal here in North Carolina. So if you're interested in any more information about incentives, you can go to the database of state incentives for renewables and efficiency, DESIRE for short. It's a website that I help with, so shameless plug right there. But it's something that we do at the Solar Center. It's a great resource that helps you understand what incentives are available to you in a little more detail that I'm describing today. So that's it for me, and thanks.